Dave Specter again here with Fret 12's Blues and Beyond, and we're very happy to be talking this evening to Bobby Broom, one of the premier jazz guitarists in America. Bobby, welcome.
Thank you very
Great
much.
to have you, man. Got a lot of questions, and first I just wanted to ask you about your roots in New York City and starting out as a teenager, and I was just struck when I read that you played Carnegie Hall with Sonny Rollins when you were 16.
Mm-hmm. Just before my 17th birthday, so
that's truly incredible. Could you tell us a little about your formative years?
Yeah, well, growing up in New York City during the 70s, I got interested in jazz around 1975 or 74, 75. So I was about 14 years old, and from doing research via records and liner notes and that kind of thing, I realized that New York was the jazz mecca, and that all of the activity was happening there, and any musician that felt they wanted to see if they could cut the mustard, they moved to New York. So it was, the central spot. But being from there, it didn't have the kind of meaning that it may for other people. I mean, it was just home for me.
Sure.
So, but I was, enamored with the whole jazz story. The whole 52nd Street folklore, and just all of it. The musicians, their countenance, what they stood for, and all of that. And I really, really longed to be involved in jazz music and in that jazz music, really. But I felt like, wow, there's no way that's going to happen. This is 1975, and that was 1945, right. 1955, even 1965, but I missed it,
Yeah.
And so I was a little, I was a little disappointed, but not so much that I ever thought about not continuing to pursue it. I wanted to learn to play that way. I wanted to be included, by being able to play.
And you realized all this while you were 15, 16?
14, 15. I already knew that it was what I was going to do. Wow. Some naivete involved thinking like that. But, it wasn't a decision. It was just all of a sudden I became that person, and everything I did was about being a musician.
Yeah.
So I practiced and practiced and listened, and wound up getting hired to play an off-Broadway show, and it entailed playing a part of the young musician, so on stage and playing in the pit band. So one night, one of Sonny's musicians came and asked me to come and do this audition.
Wow.
I thought it was strange. This was R.L. Ray. He's a guitarist here in the Midwest. Actually,
Okay.
He was playing with Sonny at the time, and has played with Freddie Hubbard and quite a few people, different people. But he says, "Yeah, I want you need to go to this audition and play for Sonny." And I said, "Well, wait a minute. This is your gig, right?" What didn't make sense to me. He said, "Well, he's gonna be looking for a guitar player soon." So I didn't question him that much, and I just took the address and went. And it was Bob Cranshaw on bass, who's still with Sonny, and Eddie Moore, a drummer from San Francisco, who's since passed, and myself and Sonny. And we played for about an hour, and I just played. I mean, I was, again, too naive to be intimidated or nervous. I was just, enthralled with the experience, and like, wow, I get to to do this.
And
This is
you
so
weren't
cool.
nervous playing with Sonny Rollins at
I
that
don't
age?
think so.
Wow.
I mean, I just felt like, well, you know, here I am, and I'm supposed to be here because they asked me to come. So we're just going to play now.
Yeah.
You
Wow.
know, I mean, we're just going to play. So I just play. I mean, I couldn't do anything more than what I could do.
Yeah.
You know, so do that. And that's what I did. And Sonny apparently liked something about it, which to this day is still a little strange to think about what it was. Maybe I was cute, or just the, you know, the earnestness of my attitude.
What do you think you sounded like back then? Do you remember?
Yeah, a very, very undeveloped version of now. You know, it's funny how the essence, when you hear something from a long, you know how that is.
Yeah.
And there's something that you can pinpoint that was there the whole time.
Right.
I remember not liking it at all, that thing. But so he asked me to go on the road, and I had to turn him down because I was in, you know, high school.
Still in high school. Wow.
So he said, "Okay, I'll call you when I come back to New York." You know, and I thought, "Okay, cool. Call me and say hi." I don't know what that means, you know, but he called, and he had this gig at Carnegie Hall. What? Sure, you know, I can do it. You know, can you do it? Yeah, let me check my schedule, right? So we did it. We rehearsed and we did it. And RL was on the gig. So it was 2 guitars, piano, bass drums, and Donald Byrd was the special guest.
And you played with RL, both you at the same
RL
time?
played 12-string acoustic guitar, 12-string steel string guitar, and it was a lot of chords going on.
I bet. What kind of guitar and amp were you using back then?
Oh my goodness, I had my Ibanez lawsuit model, you know, the L5 copy with the 2 humbuckers, and amp probably whatever they rented.
Right.
It's probably a Fender Twin.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Wow.
But I had, you know, the not PD, what are those? Polytone.
Polytone.
Mini Brute. You know,
Right.
you had to have one of those as a jazz guy in the 70s.